Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So a brother asked me to advise about certain books to start with as a new Muslim or elder Muslim, or books that can help you in Islam. So generally, man, when somebody asks me this, I always ask them, no matter how long they've been Muslim, have you completed the Quran at least one time and in a timely manner? And it be some people who've been Muslim 10 years, 15 years, even longer. Some that's been Muslim 3 years, 5 years, and they say no, they haven't. Some of them haven't even read half of it. Or they may have been Muslim 10 years, 15 years, and they completed it once, but not in a timely manner. Just like me, my first time of completing the Quran, it took me 3 years. Because I would keep starting over. Because I read a little bit for a month, then I don't read for 6 months, and then when I go to reading it, trying to pick up where my bookmark is, I don't even remember what was in the front. But this was the shaitan. You know what I'm saying? And for me starting over, because I wrote in the beginning of it the day I started reading it. And then in the end, the day that I ended, I wrote the day that I completed it. But although when I finally ended up completing it, and I said that I need to sit down on it and read it in a timely manner, it took me like 2.5 months. So that it would stick and I can absorb it. It took me 2.5 months, but it took me a total of 3 years to complete it. So we really need to know our Quran, man, and we really need to dig deep into it. Even if it's in English, because once you start to read other books, and I started to see this happen with Muslims, because I've been Muslim a long time. Once they start to dig into other books, the beauty of Islam is when you really know it and understand it, and you stick to the pure sources, eventually everything leads back to the Quran and Sunnah. Everything leads back to Quran and Sunnah. Eventually. Just like when it comes to fiqh. If you don't have a foundation of hadith, you could get caught up in it. If you don't have a foundation of Quran and you dealing with other books, you can get caught up in some of the trickery. You see what I'm saying? So the Quran and the hadith is it's going to be the foundation of everything. So even if you're just aware of what's in it, then once you dive into people funny, then once you dive off into other things, you able to say, hold on, this ain't right. This goes against the Quran, or this goes against what I understood of the Quran. Sometimes it's your understanding. And then you might have to ask somebody, or you might have to go to tafsirs. You might have to dig into some hadith, because it could be your understanding. But you have to know, you have to be done completed your book in a timely manner, or enough time to recognize, hold on, wait a minute. Or you might fall into some things, just like some of the belief that some people have, where Allah say certain things about Himself in the Quran. And they say, well, what Allah meant by it is this. Grave mistakes. So complete your Quran, man. Read your Quran. And where he also asked me some things about marriages, and with the Muslims and the way that they is, and marriages should be different. Yes, they should. And I'll touch that just for a split second. But when it comes to the deen and reading, man, see, like right now, man, we in a day of sensitivity. Not just with Islam, just period, man. People mindset is, I know what I'm doing is wrong, just leave me alone and let me do it. Accept me as a wrongdoing person, and don't try to correct me. But I'm going to correct you and try to fix you all day long. Right? So we in those days of sensitivity when it comes to Islam. I've been Muslim long enough where I remember a time, wallahi, when I could call not just one Muslim, just call Muslims, hey, what you working on today? Oh man, I'm over here reading Tafsir Ibn Kathir. I'm reading Tafsir Sa'di. You know, I'm reading Sahih Bukhari or Sahih Muslim, the book of the Day of Judgment. Like any given day of the week, hit some. Hey, what you know who over there with you? I mean, such so what y'all working on? What y'all learned from the Quran today? Oh, well, we learned this, and this. But in today's time, you can hit some Muslims up. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. What you learned from the Quran today? Oh, see, there you go. You always trying to test people. You always trying to prove you better. You think you better than everybody because you read a book. You get these type of feedback. Hey, I got a Zoom class, man. It's a scholar. We gonna be in class at this time, man. I'm gonna send you the Zoom link. It's cool. The sheikh gonna let y'all in, and then they don't show up. You know what I'm saying? But then they get around people and talk about how important knowledge is. But they're not going to sit around and talk about how they was invited to sit with the sheikh and don't show up. You see? Look, these classes here, man. Look, the brother doing this and that. This class is $50, man. But you learn this, you learn this, and you get an ijazah. Oh, man, I ain't got $50 for that, but they'll go spend $50 on vape products. You know what I'm saying? They're going to spend $50 on 2 vape flavors. Fruit Loops and bubblegum vape instead of learning Islamic knowledge. And then if you hit them up, man, hey man, the sheikh, man, Ustad was snapping in class today. He was talking about this and this. Oh man, I don't want to hear about that. Let's talk about baseball. Let's talk about who the best between LeBron, Kobe, and MJ. This is the day we've entered. And if you have some Muslims and you can hit them up, just like it be a brother in my comments, anytime I talk about something, that brother able to go find some Quran ayats. He be in the comments. He always able to go find some Quran ayats. Or if I'm talking about something and I don't necessarily say it's from the Quran, or I say Allah says this, and this, that brother go put the Quran ayat up. Them the type of Muslims I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother done been around some good companionship. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, we're just losing that. We're losing that zeal. We're not reading the Quran for real, or we misinterpreting a little bit that we do read. So get familiar with your Quran. And then I'm gonna read what I learned from the Quran today. And just to say, you know what I'm saying, because I don't got that much time, but as far as marriages and things like that, friendships, not just marriages, just friendships, we bring a lot of dysfunction, man. I'm just gonna be honest. We bring a lot of dysfunction. I knew of several sisters, coming up in my day that wasn't Muslim, but like if they was in a relationship with a man and the man didn't beat on them or choke them or snatch them up, they didn't feel like the man loved them. So, and if he wasn't hiding all outside and trying to bust through their bushes and trying to show up and beg and cry and all that, they felt like a man didn't love them. But at the same time, these was weak men. These was like, I'm not knocking them. I'm saying in these particular cases, like you 14, 15-year-old and you messing with a 25-year-old dude with drugs all up his nose, who really got a lot of mental issues, and his solution is to beat you up while you 14 and 15 when he shouldn't even be touching you. But doing to being a little girl, you start to process this as love. So this is how all your relationships are supposed to go. And when they not that way, the person don't care about you. The person don't love you. Even though he's presenting a relationship that's better than all this toxicity. But he don't love you. He's not crazy about you. He doesn't worship you. You're not his goddess. Because he don't beat on you and act a fool and argue with you and cry and whine and pout. You know what I'm saying? So some people, but it's the same with some brothers. You know what I'm saying? If the girl not busting out the headlights or, They just don't know how to process real love and what's genuine. You know, and like they say, man, hurt people, but healed people heal people also. And that's what I be more on the aspect of. Why get in a relationship and try to hurt each other? Let's see who could treat each other the worst. Let's see who could say the most thing to be the most hurtful, as opposed to let's just sit back and heal each other and grow. Some people can't understand that concept because they've been in the same relationship from the age of 15 to the age of 50. The only relationships that work for them is when they got somebody who's crying and is a baby and who wants to beat them up and, you know, baby, how come you ain't called me? I'm finna take this gun and blow my brains out if my phone don't ring in the next 2 minutes. You know? So anything outside of that, they can't process it. Oh, any man who can go 24 hours without talking to me, they ain't the one for me. But you go the exact same 24 hours without talking to them. I just seen like this. She looked at a little mixed girl on the internet yesterday. She was talking about this. But you went the exact same 24 hours. But if he was to say, you went 24 hours without calling me or texting me, you're not the one for me. But as if people ain't went through relationships since they were 14, 15 before they had cell phones. Sometimes people had house phones. Their house phone may get cut off and they can't call each other for a couple of days. These things wasn't reasons for the relationship to not be together. You know what I'm saying? My parents been together 50 years. And when she gone or when he this and that and they got cell phone, man, they don't have to text, especially when they finna see each other when they get home. They not finna sit up and fight and argue over who didn't text or, you know, what was going on. This is that 14, 15-year-old little kid in both of them. Some people been in the same toxic, abusive relationship since they were 14 or 15 because this is how they identify love. And as brothers and sisters, we bring that same dysfunction from Islam. Instead of letting Islam heal us, right? We hurt the deen by changing it, man. You know, some of us want to be worshipped, male and female. You know, and some people don't know how to build. Some people don't know how to build from the ground up in a healthy level. Right now, it's difficult for you to take, I'm gonna say on our side, to see two Muslims come together. He got a little bit, she got a little bit. For them to go to taking that little bit to a lot, to where they may own properties, where they may own their vehicles, where they may own stuff, and they don't even have to work and they can live off of the stuff that they own. Generally, you will see two people to come together and they'll mess each other's name up in debt. They can't even get bills and stuff. Like they can't even get water and stuff turned on in their name because they got so many different bills that they never paid. They can't even go do this, and they don't even know how to go buy houses without credit. Or we could never become homeowners because we got too much credit card debt. We got too much rent-a-center debt. We got too much alcohol debt from stereos and lightings to decorate our backyards that we got on credits. We got too much debt. We could never own anything. So they get together and destroy each other's credit. And then, you know, they don't even really care for each other. But this is what's happening. And then they just accumulate a lot of debt. A lot of stuff, man, that's just not even beneficial to them. And then turn around and might fight over the debt when they leave. You know, seeing two Muslims come together, and that's because we don't know how to build, man. And that's all you got to do is just take a look at us, man, outside of Islam. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. And that's why you have some of the black Muslims arguing Oh, well, the Wharf Dean way is correct, way is right because it stresses us building our own businesses. It stresses us building our own this and building our own that. But then you sit down and say, okay, y'all doing all that talking. Where all the stuff you own? Maybe y'all was Wharf Dean's business, just like the Nation of Islam was his father's business, which he inherited those people and those buildings, and y'all was his business. Where all these businesses at? Where all these schools teaching all this Islamic science at? But then when you have some people who's doing it on Quran and Sunnah, and they got Quran schools and they got Arabic schools, oh, that don't benefit our people. Y'all just Arabizing those people. Nah, because they building something and they got a foot to stand on, and y'all don't. Y'all still just talking, so they arguing over who way is the best. Imam Wharf Dean way or Prophet Muhammad way, which they refer to as the Arab way. But this is why you have all this fighting and back and forth, dysfunction, because we don't know how to come together like this and build from the ground up. Some people have to jump on. Some people have to jump on when it's already built. You see, just like right here, we could fight every day over a masjid. Oh, we need a masjid. Oh, we need to do this. Oh, we need to do that. We need to get money here. We need to get money there. And then they telling it to a person who can build a masjid from the ground up by themselves without any of that. Oh, well, that won't work. It don't work. How you going to tell me that and I live in one? Okay, well, y'all keep on planning for the next 5 years when 5 years could have been a building. We can get a whole entire free building and still not even accomplish nothing, man, because we don't know how to build from the ground up. So you got sisters who the man already got to have all this and that, and I need to be able to come in and do as very little as possible because I got to punish him for all the relationships I've been in that didn't work. We don't know how to come together like this and do like this. Like you could sit down and have a conversation with a woman and be like, you know what? We could have done this and we could have done that. And they head like, what you mean we? No, you supposed to do it while I be with you. That's still we. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? In this amount of time, man, we could have had 5 houses and $60,000 put up. What do you mean we? That don't mean I didn't do it because you wasn't around anymore. It don't mean that the goal wasn't accomplished. But half of it could have been yours. See, we don't know how to do this, man, because we too focused on unhealthy forms of relationships, man. This isn't everybody. And then some people just mature enough because they tired of the 15, 16-year-old ways of relationshiping, and they start to compromise and figure out ways to get over the hurdles. Like you can have, like this right here, and this is something I've seen with my own eyes. You can have a person, and we just gonna keep it real. A woman who say, okay, my man, this is one day. He ain't text me today. So I'm not gonna text him, but then they'll start texting another dude. What you doing? What you got going on? And then they'll text about what they got going on. But the person who they claim to love, they won't text them. I'm gonna prove him a point. I'm gonna give him the silent treatment. But they'll take the same energy and start texting somebody else. The brother, oh man, I ain't texting her, this and that. But then he'll text somebody else. See, this type of stuff, this is a mental illness. But then they expect this stuff to work. Oh, the silent treatment. Oh, I hold back sex from him, but then get mad if he holds sex from me. Or I withhold sex from her, but then get mad when she withholds sex from me. Thinking because of the internet and all this no contact and avoidance and staticism and all this old weird stuff, people think mistreating each other is what make the relationship better. Some of the stupidest stuff I ever heard. Now, people who mind might not be right, or sometimes some people do have to miss what they had. You know what I'm saying? But are they missing what they had or missing what a person did for them? because now they got to get up and be a grown person for themselves. So, as far as the relationship size, man, us and a lot of this dysfunction that we have, we just need to grow up, man. Us. Not just in Islam, man. We need to grow up, period, man. We need to grow up, period, man. Hands down, and especially as Muslims. So, let me read what I learned from the Quran today, man, so I can get ready to get up out of here, man. And this is a beautiful thing. And this is from how healing people heal people. But you got to have the healing of Islam in order to be healed. Right? So look, Surah 10, ayah number 57. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And this is why we need to get in our Quran. Look what it says. O mankind, there has come to you an instruction from your Rabb, the Quran. So Allah is saying to mankind, I've sent down instructions to you. And with these instructions is a cure, a healing for whatever disease or corruption or doubt that's in your heart. It's also a guidance, a mercy, and a blessing for the true believers. Just the Quran alone is that. Not like because it's in your hand, your headache gonna go away. you got pneumonia and you just put your Quran up and read it, the ammonia gonna go away. Pneumonia, the pneumonia gonna go away. Oh, I got COVID. Let me read the Quran so it can cure my COVID. Like some of these mystical Sufi-ish type things they had, man. You got a migraine, man. Sit down and just hold the Quran. It's gonna heal your migraine. No, none of that old mystical nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But it's a cure for the diseases, the sicknesses in our heart, man. That dunya, that corruption. And it's a blessing, it's a guidance, it's a mercy for the ones who truly believe. Then he tells the Rasul, say, it is a grace and a mercy of Allah that he even sent the Quran. So let the people rejoice over the Quran, right? For it is far better than worldly riches that they are collecting. You see? And some of us, we get so caught up in the dunya, and we got all these credit cards and all these debts, and we collecting all these knickknacks and things to put on shelves and all this decor. And we not even rich people, we in debt. We going in debt to decorate a house and get statues and flower pots and all this type of stuff. And we'll get all this type of stuff knowing we got bills to pay. We got rent due. We got car notes due. We got electric and gas bills and water bills due. But we'll start buying stuff to make us the envy of our friends for our house. This is what it's saying. Just the Quran, picking the Quran up and reading it is far better than all this foolishness that you collecting for your house, for your car. So he says, O Prophet, ask them, have you ever considered that out of the sustenance, the things that Allah provides for you, which Allah has given you, you yourselves have made some things halal. That's haram. And then others, things that are haram, you made them halal. Okay? Two Muslims coming together to use each other in a marriage. I'm finna get over on her. She finna get I'm finna get over on him. But then think this is supposed to work. Her, I'm just finna find me a Muslim brother that I could use. And think this is supposed to work. What are they doing? This is something that's haram. That they think that they're gonna make halal. Man, I'm finna get over on this Muslim sister, man. Mess her name up, mess up her credit. Sell me some dope, get a business in her name. That way as the feds come, they gonna pick her up. Yeah, they're gonna pick her up long enough to tell on you, stupid. They're gonna pick her up just long enough for her to say, hey, that was his. But as a Muslim, why would you think this will work for you, stupid? Continuing on. Y'all making things halal, that's haram. And then making the things that is haram, halal. So Allah is saying, ponder on that. Allah says, whatever treatment, what type of treatment do they think? Hold on, I skipped the part. Ask them, did Allah permit you to do this? Make the haram halal and make the halal haram. Did Allah permit you to do so, or do you ascribe false things to Allah? Are you lying on Allah? What treatment do they think these people, what type of treatment do these people think that they will get for ascribing false things to Allah? What do they expect to happen for them? You coming to use a Muslim brother, why is Allah going to let this work out for you? You coming to use a Muslim sister, why do you think Allah is going to allow that to work out for you? Allah is saying in the Quran, what type of treatment do these people think that they're going to get? What do they think is in store for them? Sitting back, reading their Quran, getting into their Quran is better than all this foolish stuff that they chasing. What do they expect? Allah Azza wa Jal says, we will ascribe false things to Allah on a day of resurrection. Indeed, Allah is full of grace to mankind, but most of them, they not grateful people. Because some of the stuff that Allah will bless you with, within this you trying to get over, some people using Muslims to sell stuff. Let me go to Jumar, man, because I want to sell some oils. I want to sell this, I want to sell that. I want to hustle the Muslims. I'm going to overcharge because the Muslims want to support me, so they're going to give more money. You're not grateful to Allah Azza wa Jal. They're not grateful. Allah is pointing this out to us. But this Quran, it should heal from that disease in that heart where you're not a person who hurt people. Where you're a person that heal people. Sometimes the healing is hurt for people that don't want to heal. Listen to me. Sometimes the healing hurts the people. Some people would rather you hurt them than try to heal them. Because the hurt is what resonates with them. The person who gonna stalk me, who gonna end up outside my doors, gonna bust my headlights out, she's the one who loved me. The one who gonna bust all my windows out of my house, that's the one who loved me. No, it ain't. But the person who trying to get me a house and put new windows in it, no, don't be trying to heal me. Don't be trying to treat me like a victim you feel sorry for. The brother who gonna do this and that and do all this to you and all this type of abuse and con you and all this other type of stuff. The brother who telling the truth, they don't want to hear that, or you just make up stories. But then constantly catch the person who he's telling them the truth about, they constantly catching them in lies. But that ain't the liar. The truthful one is. Oh, they only lying because I hurt them. They worshiping me. I'm their God. Sometimes the healing hurts people, man, because they love being hurt. They're backwards. Heal people, man. And this Quran is the healing. It's the instructions on the healing for us and ourselves. Like us, our families, our surroundings. It's the healing, man. If Allah don't allow you to absorb it, then there's something going on with you where you need to tighten up. Allah Azza wa Jal continue and say, no matter what affairs you may be engaged in, no matter what portion from the Quran you may be reciting, and whatever deeds you may be doing, this is to the good or to the bad, Allah is a witness over all of it. You see what I'm saying? No matter what you deeply occupied in, the haram or the halal, Allah is a witness for all of it, for there is not even an iota of anything in the earth or in the heavens that is hidden from your Lord, neither anything smaller than nor greater than, but is recorded in a clear book. So be aware. Heal people, man. Sometimes the healing is not sometimes, The healing is going to come through this deen. When you have people who don't want it, hey, I got my own personal relationship with Allah. I got my own personal relationship with Islam. I don't have to do none of that. Okay, you keep thinking that. And that's why you have problem up on top of problem up on top of problem, fitna on top of fitna on top of fitna, because you don't understand your book. So, may Allah be with us all, man, and may Allah guide us all. And that's why I instruct the Muslims, get to your Quran first. Get to your Quran first, man, before you start trying to move on to all this other stuff. Because like I say, all knowledge is going to come back to the Quran and Sunnah. And then you need to be able to gauge what you're learning. Just like when you see people who they deep into fiqh or madhab, but they don't really know nothing about hadith, they fall into the things that's in that madhab that shouldn't be there. Because they don't have the foundation, so they've created another foundation. You see? And everything can't be agreed on and disagreed on. There are some things and that's why, because one madhab may have a point of view and then another madhab may have a point of view. But if you don't understand Quran and Hadith, that thing might be a bid'ah. But so when you have masjids of bid'ah, they can't even recognize it, but they could just say, well, our madhab does it. Or there's a difference of opinion on that, because they're not even aware that it's a bid'ah, if it is a bid'ah. Some things you can differ over and some things is bid'ah. And that's just a reality. You see? And just because 4 imams have a difference of opinion on it, but if all 4 of them agree on something, but it still go against the Quran and Sunnah, it's not from Islam. You see? They just agree with the opinion of somebody that agreed with the opinion of somebody that made something up. Yeah. In some of it. But if you don't understand your Quran and you don't understand the Sunnah, you're gonna fall into it. Because whoever follows a particular madhab, they cloak it under, this is the perfect way to follow Islam. The Malikis, this is the perfect way to follow Islam. The Hanafis, this is the perfect way to follow Islam. Shafis, perfect way. Hanbalis, perfect way. Because they don't have enough Quran and Hadith to stand on to know, wait a minute, what is this? Where did this come from? And I'm a person who study Hanbali fiqh and I don't like it. From the ground up. From day one, I'm sitting up in there like, even upset with a scholar for some of it. And like, because I have a different foundation. But anyway, man, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and may Allah be with us all, and may Allah guide us, man, during these trying times. The shaitan is free. We up on our qadr until the next year. So, start doing things to increase the good, decrease the bad. Try to get some different things through dua written down for you. We just got to be careful, man, and get into this healing, man. And get into this healing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.